Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
In this sacred manual of power manifestation, which serves as a scriptural authority containing the Shastra Pramanas, eternal unchangeable truths, Apta Pramanas, Atma Pramanas, Sakshi Pramanas, and Prataksha Pramanas, we present to you the various powers of Paramashiva. By this, we place before humanity the supreme authenticity of the power manifestation science established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashiva has systematically revealed these powers in their purest forms as various techniques and revelations to experience pure oneness with Paramashiva. As a direct experience of oneness with Paramashiva, his Shaktis powerfully manifest in an initiated being at different levels of human consciousness, physicality, physiology, psychology, and neurology permanently. We offer these power manifestation manuals to celebrate your experience of oneness with the Supreme Paramashiva. Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam, Jnana Paddhati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasya Lakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is power manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is power manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. Everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created. Destruction need to be created and pulling out of delusion need to be created. Liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has his 5 phase, Ishana Murti has his 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 phases of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient Enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made Science of Power Manifestation Yoga temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, Hindu diasporas are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva Gana. All the Shiva Ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva. choose your guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity which is authentic, time-tested, scientific and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashiva, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Powerful cognition for the power of levitation from Bhagavad Gita decoded. Let's go to Bhagavan Satsang.
It's beautiful. After the Viswarupa Darshana, showing the cosmic form, giving the experience of cosmic consciousness, Krishna speaks about bhakti, love. Usually people think after bhakti comes spiritual experience. But I tell you the truth. After spiritual experience comes bhakti. Never a real bhakti can happen to you before spiritual experience. East always believes first spiritual experience, then social service. But Western religions believe social service will lead to spiritual experience. No. Never. Only a person who had the experience of every being as part of cosmic consciousness can really radiate love. Only he can know what is love. Nobody else can know what is love. Others can think they love or act as if they love. Be very clear. There are so many people who act as if they love. Sometime by acting, they start thinking that they are loving. Never you can love by acting. Love is supposed to flow from your very being. It happens only when you experience the cosmic consciousness, spiritual experience. It is so nice. Krishna puts the whole thing step by step. Really, after the spiritual experience, the gratitude, so much of gratitude overflows in your being. so much of love overflows in your being, you start radiating it. You start radiating. No one can show or experience love unless they have the spiritual experience. People come and ask me, Swamiji, you are telling all your devotees to meditate, meditate, meditate. What is the use? Why don't you tell them to do service? There are so many spiritual organizations, I can't say spiritual organizations, so-called spiritual organizations, caught in social service, just for the sake of name and fame and social prestige. There are so many organizations. Organized charity, I always tell people, organized charity is beautiful way of cheating yourself and others. Charity can never be organized. It just flows. It can never be organized. The moment you organize it, the whole thing has got different quality, different color, different purpose. Different color, different quality, different purpose. Only when it flows after the experience, it is a solid expression of love. There is a beautiful saying in Zen Buddhism. Whatever Buddha does, even if he kills somebody, it will do only good to him. But an unenlightened man, whatever he does, even if he does a great service, it will do only bad for him and the society. Good or bad is not decided by doing, it is decided by being. When an enlightened man does, even small things lead to great good things or good results in the world. When unenlightened people do, even a great truths lead to misery and destruction. See, a simple word uttered by Buddha, watch your breath, or observe, witness your inhaling and exhaling. A simple truth discovered by Buddha. Thousands of people have become enlightened through this Vipassana meditation. The simple one technique, Vipassana, thousands of people have become enlightened. When Buddha utters even ordinary truth, even ordinary simple truth leads thousands of people to higher consciousness. If an unenlightened person discovers even a great truth leads to destruction. See the atomic bomb. Great truth, the theory of relativity. Great truth. But when it comes out from unenlightened mind, it always leads to destruction. Important thing. I was just reading a statistics report in a magazine. They say all the governments, all the countries in the world have got enough of atomic weapons which can burn planet Earth 700 times. Not once or twice. Once burning the planet Earth is enough. The atomic weapons they have stored, they have piled, can destroy planet Earth 700 times. Any single person with sadistic attitude, if he goes and sits in the seat or if he gets the power, the whole humanity is in danger. We have everything ready. Just somebody has to come and press the button. He should be mad enough, he should be sadistic enough to press the button. The global suicide will happen. So much of atomic weapons are piled. See, it's a great truth. The theory of relativity is such a great truth, but expressed from unenlightened mind. So naturally it leads to destruction. Deed or word by themselves don't do good or bad. It does good or bad based on the consciousness from which it emits, based on the consciousness from which it expresses. Only after the experience you feel the gratitude. It's your solid experience that every living being is God. You start radiating love. Your very being becomes love. Krishna starts the Bhakti Yoga after Viswarupa Darshana Yoga. After that experience, he starts Bhakti Yoga. Arjuna Uvacha Evam sadata yukta ye bhaktaspam paryubasade esapyaksharam avyaktam tesham ke yoga vittama. See, the whole trend in which Arjuna speaks is totally different now. The very trend, very way is different. He says, which are considered to be the more perfect? Those who are always properly engaged in your bhakti, are those who worship in those who merge in the Brahman, the unmanifested. Please be clear. Here, he is not asking for himself. It is from here the trend starts like a simple discussion. It's more like trying to record the truth, trying to put the whole thing in record for future generation. The questions from here is neither doubt nor enquiries. Just he tries to put the whole thing in the form of writing so that it will be useful for the next generation. A simple understandings. Yes, who is established in you totally, whether a person who is devotee or person who is enlightened. Two things. The religious people or so-called religious people always confuse this sloka, giving the meaning of Arjuna is asking whether worshipping the form or formless, which is right one. But I tell you that is not the way Arjuna is asking. If you see the answer of Krishna, you can understand that is not the way Arjuna is asking. Arjuna is asking, is it good to be established in the same consciousness or to express the love and gratitude which is created by the conscious experience to the whole universe, to every being. See, when you get that spiritual experience, some people stay in that same experience inside, that's all. With closed eyes only they can see God. He is asking, that type of person is great, or a person who opens his eyes and sees God in every being, he is great. Please understand, he is not asking whether worshipping the form is great or worshipping the formless is great. No. But the so-called religious people have always given this meaning and created problem between Shankara and Ramanuja. It goes on and on and on. But if you see the answers, it is very clear. Arjuna is not asking this. He is asking, should I be established in that same experience, or should I express the gratitude which is happening to me? Expressing the gratitude which happens because of the experience is bhakti. Having that experience and rejoicing, staying in that experience is jnana, that's all. But Krishna's answer is, both are one and the same. and the same. And both are not two different things. How the first one leads to second one, and the second one leads again back to first one. You see, you must have heard about the vicious circle. First one leads to second one, and second one leads to the first one. And now I wanted to introduce a new word, virtuous circle. Vicious circle leads to low energy, to a lower level of consciousness. Virtuous circle leads you to higher energy, higher level of consciousness, bliss and devotion, bliss and gratitude, gratitude and bliss. These two are virtuous circle which leads you to the higher consciousness.
Let's go to the Shastra Pramana for power of levitation. Bhagavan beautifully said how we have understood the space of meditation or continuously in gratitude. Both are one and the same. The Dvaita, Advaita, everything leads to the same conscious space. With that space, let's go to the Shastra Pramana.
Is taken from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57. Asane shayane stitva niradharam vibhavayan swadeham manaksikshine shanadakshina sayo bhavet. Asane shayane sthitva niradharam vibhavayan swadeham manasikshine shanadakshina shayo bhavet.
Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, being situated on a comfortable seat or on a bed, firmly cognize that your own body is without any support or the base from anywhere. It is resting on the root, nothing. By holding this cognition, when the mind becomes worn away and the thoughtlessness arises, then in an instant one becomes weightless and experience the space beyond the mind, the space of Paramashiva. Bhagavan beautifully says how now Arjuna is asking question not out of doubt, not out of incompletion, but out of the expansion of how to exist as the space of Paramashiva, how to retain that experience as his life experience. Here he says, Krishna, that whatever experience that he had, Arjuna had, Krishna replies so beautifully when Arjuna asks the question, should I meditate on you with the closed eyes, or if I have to go on telling your greatness in gratitude to the world, what should I do? Which is the best? Which one should I follow? And Krishna beautifully says, both are one and the same. You merging into the inner space or you falling into the gratitude is one and the same. And there is nothing which is different. The overflowing love happens from gratitude. From gratitude, only the overflowing love can happen. The right way of having the space of love overflowing in you is from the space of gratitude. Without gratitude, if love is there, that's absolutely not going to experiential love, but just a physical, like verbal way of saying it. But the experiential love is from the space of gratitude and respect. The gratitude brings the respect, which brings the ultimate love in the other person, for the other person. and feeling the oneness with the ultimate. And here, meditating for the inner space, the thoughtless space, again, going into that empty space, who you are, in complete completion with the Paramashiva and manifesting the powers of Paramashiva. It's also the same thing how Bhagavan beautifully says, enriching, causing, or you are in the oneness space, Shaktipada, all leads to the space of moksha, the enlightenment itself. Such a powerful cognition, how Hanuman, he wanted to do seva to Rama, but everybody were so jealous and removed Hanuman, and everybody put timings to take care of Rama. And Hanuman said, whenever Rama yawns, I will snap the finger, and I will be there for snapping the finger whenever he yawns. I'll sit there. And he sat and sat and sat, and Rama did not yawn. And then they said, see, Rama is not yawning, you please go away. And they asked him to leave. And after that, he had a doubt. How will I know when will Rama yawn? So I'm not going to sleep. I'm going to continuously snap my finger. In case Rama yawns, he will hear the sound and he will stop it. And so he started snapping his finger. And Rama, because Hanuman was snapping his finger, started yawning too many times. And they started feeling, what is wrong here? And they called Hanuman back and asked him, what did you do? He said that I was snapping continuously my finger so that I don't miss Rama's yawning. And they found out that Rama started yawning because Hanuman started snapping his fingers. Such was the devotion and love and surrender to Rama, how the space of Hanuman was just the pure oneness with Rama. Same way Bhagavan says, in the deep love for the master, some surrendering everything and manifesting the realities, all the possibilities, simply will lead you to the power of holding the space of oneness with Paramashiva and becoming Paramashiva. Machender and Gorakkar went to buy some begging. He went for food. His Machender said, I like the vada that you bought yesterday. Go to the same lady and get the vada. So he goes to the lady and asks for the vada. The lady abuses him. What kind of a sadhu you are? You're having desire to eat vada. And says, will your master ask for your eyes? Will you give it? Machendra's disciple Gorakkar went and plucked his eyes and gave it to that lady and said, now give me the vada. She said, oh my God, I don't need anything. And she made the vada and gave. When Machendra asked, what happened to your eyes? He said, I gave the eyes because she said like this. And immediately he healed and the Gorakkar became fine. But to what extent he was in love with his master, who helped him with all the Siddha medicines. Such was the relationship of the master and disciple, how they lived as an ultimate. Ekalavya was another being where he experienced, he did not even get learned from the Drona. And he made his own statue and started learning by just manifesting the whole powers of Paramashiva as the Dhanurvidya. He just downloaded and learned the whole thing. And here Drona comes and asks for his thumb without even a second thought. He gives away his thumb. He does not think, I cannot shoot without my thumb. What do I do? How can I give? You never taught me. Why are you coming now and asking me? Nothing. He just gave as Guru Dakshina because he was so much in love with this Guru that he has given such a great science for him. He is ready to even forego that science and give up that science and give the thumb to him. Such was the compassion. All these refer again and again to the bringing that oneness with Paramashiva, that you are Paramashiva, establishing that and not having any thought current for trying to go by binary logic, but multi-dimensional logic to just experience your master, who's the God, who has come down to just liberate you, being in that space and manifesting the powers. With that, let's go to the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana Shakti to levitate a person who is physically before one. Vibhishana. This is from Valmiki Ramayana, Yuddha Kanda, Book 6, Chapter 17, verse 11. Vibhishana, Ravana's youngest brother, though born into the family of Rakshasas, Vibhishana held his heart a great love for the Supreme Lord Rama. Notably, it was he who advised Ravana to return Mother Sita to Ram and surrender to the lotus feet. Ravana, in fit of fury, banished Vibhishana from Lanka for offering such console. Thus, bereft of the home and family, Vibhishana proceeded to take shelter under Lord Rama and serve in his army. Vibhishana, together with the four of his companions, reached Rama's palace through the levitation. Halting in the sky itself, Vibhishana asked Rama to give a refuge for him. Such was the beautiful space of how the devotees lived under Lord Rama. Let's go to Atma Pramana. Atma Pramana is from the levitation that happened in the hotel that Bhagavan witnesses. One person came and asked if the Raghupati Yogi can levitate anybody. And he jovially said, if you pay for the coffee, I will do it. And simply he made him sit and do some breathing techniques. And after that, after some time, he removed the table and it was so simple. I was thinking, oh, it's such a simple thing to levitate. And levitation is easy. Bhagavan's experience, the Leela that he plays, is the Atma Pramanas. Account from Swamiji's life, who time tested and verified the signs for each of the powers. The Shakshi Pramanas are the devotees, disciple, balasans all over the world who experienced the manifestation of power of levitation. Here Bhagavan himself guides the Adinavasis to manifest the power of levitation.
Come on, Supriya, up! Oh.
Here, we witness the manifestation of levitation of the person.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies, what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state. The science of levitation. Fundamentally, levitation on Earth requires an outward force that counters the massive gravitational force of the Earth. In physics, levitation of objects has been performed using magnetic forces, electrostatic forces, gas, etc. One of the known techniques uses materials called diamagnetic materials, which induces a magnetic field in a direction opposite to an externally applied magnetic field. This is an aspect of quantum mechanics whose effect occurs in all materials. The concept of diamagnetics has also been applied to small, water-containing biological systems like mice, which have been levitated at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Michio Kushi, born in 1926 in Japan, introduced macrobiotic diet to the West, was seen levitating in front of a group during one of his presentations by a participant, Keith Vernam. Keith Vernam reported what Mushi Kushi had to say about levitating. Levitation is very easy. It is a natural, simple process. You all can do it. The technique is to simple one's mind and clear consciousness. One must eliminate ego and self-absorption and the awareness of the small self. When the awareness of the personality is gone, along with the self-concern and limited beliefs, One can move with the natural laws of the universe. One can utilize the electromagnetic wave energy that moves between the earth and the sun, moon, planets, and all the heavenly bodies in the universe. Source taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 194. The Science of Levitation. His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam shares, levitation, Kundalini awakening, everything happens just through this great truth of entanglement, nothing else. When this entanglement happens, I just give my inner space to you, which is lighter than the outer space. See, there are three kinds of spaces. 1. Katakasha, your inner space. 2. Chitakasha, the space in which your body is sitting. And 3. Parakasha, the cosmic space. If your inner space is heavier than your outer space, you will be glued to the ground. All I do is I make your inner space lighter than the outer space by removing the mass. For those few seconds, you are in entanglement with my inner space, which is purest consciousness. The Katakasha compromises the entire human body, which in turn is made up of 50 trillion cells containing mostly water. 70% of the body is water. At a molecular level, all structures of the human body are composed of atoms and subatomic particles. At atomic and subatomic levels, all atoms are 99% space and 1% mass. However, the space is not empty, but contains energy in the form of strong interactions and electroweak forces. These vast, apparently empty, but energy-containing spaces constitute the Chitakasha, infusion of Kundalini energy into the apparently empty space within the atom. Chitakasha changes the electron orbital into a higher orbital, increasing the empty space of each atom. This creates a larger volume for the same mass, allowing the body to become relatively lighter than before, like the expansion of a helium-filled balloon. The more helium, the lighter, and it flies away. The Chitakasha is ultimately the same as Parakasha. The only dividing line between the form and formlessness is the Katakasha, the body boundary. Source taken from Avatar Shastra, Chapter 10, Science of Miracles, page 202.
Setting up things for the power of levitating the person across, sitting across you. Make sure you have a partner. You can tell them what is Padmasana and Samana Mudra, like how Bhagavan is sitting. You can see in the picture. Jnana and a timestamp. Camera. Let's set up the camera. Download the timestamp. Click on the video. Make sure the timestamp is shown clearly on the screen. Make sure the camera is facing you and the partner and clearly showing how you're levitating without any of the other items, and make sure it is very bright and there is a wide angle shot that we are taking. Guideline for manifesting the powers. Turn on the video recording. Apply the Jnana on your third eye. Bring the awareness to your third eye. Sit on a cushion so that it's very comfortable. Nothing close by, so it's safe. Ask the partner to sit in Padmasana if possible, or sit comfortable, hands clasped in Samana Mudra. Levitate the partner through your third eye. If his body is pulsating and moving off the ground up and down, beautiful, you both are manifesting the powers. If he's feeling just the vibration, heat, pulsating, yes, you've started manifesting the powers. Start celebrating and posting the videos, and verify the video is authentic, and share your videos with powerful cognition to others, and listen to others' experience to manifest the more powers. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck, and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana, and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shaktipada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will See in Bhagavan's words, what is Shakti Pada?
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you, before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes this external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation. Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shared form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva on Shivaratri day because our space became oneness. Anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space. Means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is You are not catching it. Just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye. Again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda
Paramashiva.
Verification process for levitating the other person across you. Make sure there is no video editing done or the video is not stopped or start during the process. All video should have the timestamp. If the partner body is moving up and down or your body is moving up and down, relax a bit. Do not use your muscles to levitate or pulsate. Tell the partner also not to use any of the muscle. It just have to happen to you. Do not try to jump, use a spring bed. Yes, sometimes the body doesn't move, but it feels very heavy or very light. That's also, you have a good experience of that. If your partner is lifted off in the hair few minutes at a distance, 2-3 centimeters above and coming down, they are pulsating. Wonderful, they are levitating. Authentically, only the body should move by itself. No external or muscle should be used to levitate. Thank you so much for manifesting this power. Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar Manifesting Power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us, and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you, and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer, that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra, thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the Power Manifestation course, and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamadashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhagavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva Padaka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Nityananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham